And this guy hasn't been too bad, man.
No,
He's
really
licking his, God, right when we're talking about boogers and he's back there.
Perfect timing.
You know, one of these days we'll get back on a regular recording schedule. You're listening to the Caffeine Fueled Creative Podcast. Welcome back to the Caffeine Fueled Creative Podcast. It's me, Chopsy, and with me always is Sam Fortner. This episode, we had the pleasure of sitting down with Vicente Navarrete, better known as Vinny or Cheese Mangalang, on Instagram. This is a long episode. We had a lot of fun talking to Vinny, so without further ado, let's get to the episode. Welcome back to the Caffeine Fueled Creative Podcast. It's me, Chopsy, and with me always,
The Sam Fortner.
and today we are talking to
Vicente Navarrete. My friends and family call me Vinny. There you go.
Oh, gotta roll the R in there.
Navarrete, that's right.
We're really glad to have you on today, Vinny.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
We're going to ask you some poignant and direct questions. Just kidding.
Okay.
It's going to be
Let's have it.
kind of loose. I always forget the questions. Actually, I asked Chopsy to
texted
show
him
me
too.
a list of them. Just today, I was like, oh, you have a list? Like, I was just kind of like...
Just
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know, wing it, I guess.
We kind of do
Talking
half
about
the time,
art.
so...
We do half the time, yeah, for sure.
It's okay.
And they all lead into each other a lot of the time. With the type of questions.
All right. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for the listeners as far as, in your own
man,
words,
how do I
like
do
what you
this?
do as an artist and...
Well, I'm a published author, if that means anything. People are like, "Oh man, you're published." But to me, it's not a big deal. It's we make stuff, and maybe a place will print it or not, and that's it. So I have four published books. Let's see, and we got Dear Dracula, Sketch Monsters 1 and 2, and then Booger Beard. That's my last one. So yeah. What else? I went to school for graphic design. It was 18-month program, super quick. Where was that? Long Beach, California. But the college itself doesn't exist anymore.
I'm gonna guess it's probably the same one I went to.
Ooh, did it start with a B? A letter B?
No, it did not.
Ooh.
But it was a similar for-profit college, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big
Yeah.
time. But I got what I needed from it, and that was it. What I wanted was, something to go from like traditional art to, electronic. Mm-hmm. I wanted that bridge. So,
Man, speaking of traditional, I noticed you bring a lot of original pieces to the shows, and I just think you are a master, Vinny. I mean,
hey, thanks. I thought of that today. I was like, a lot of people will have prints, which is great. Prints are real nice, and the material and the stock, I feel like it gets better and better.
Yeah.
But I've just never, I don't know. I like having original pieces. That way, when somebody picks it up, they say, "Oh man, how much is this print?" And I say, "Oh no, that's the original." And they're like, "Oh what?" And that instant initial like, "Whoa." It's kind of cool. I don't know. It feels, not to say that prints aren't special or anything, but the original piece, and they bought it, and then they get to go home and like place it. Kind of an honor. So like I see this one up here.
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you. It's pretty cool.
It's one of the coolest pieces.
So then, if you're selling mostly originals, how are you pricing those?
Oh man, people
Are you underselling yourself?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. But that's, again, like for me, the honor of somebody really being into something or a character or whatever, or just love the style of the art. I don't want to get gypped or whatever, but at the same time, I don't want to. Everybody works hard for their money, so when they go home, I don't want them to feel like, oh man, why did I buy this?
Yeah. Well, you do.
It's a fine line.
You do a lot of black and white, right?
Yes.
I know that's when I keep looking over my shoulder at it, but I mean, I know your books have been colored illustrations, but are you, when you're doing physical, traditional, or are you just mostly doing ink on paper, black and white, or?
Yeah, this is yeah, it's the ink, and then I would just like super water it down, and that's how I do my tones, and I love that look, like the black and white. Anytime I see other artists with just black and white, like up there, that's really nice.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's honestly, black and white's my favorite way to work too. Just ink on paper, but and maybe it's just the way I sell it, but it seems like for me personally, uh, at the shows, colored prints always do better for me,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think that's maybe it's just the content of the piece, and maybe it's the fact that it's color. Haven't really been able to figure it out, so
I mean, anytime I go to a show, the color catches my eye right away.
yeah.
I'm going to jump right into this question because we're looking at that piece, and I always wonder how many different tools do you use generally when you work?
It's just, let's see, if for this stuff, a pencil, a big pen first to start off with thumbnails. So then a pencil, the crow quill, and then the ink. So 4 things, and the paper, 5 things.
Oh, crow. So you're actually doing like dip pen and ink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Well,
And
how
then
many different pens and brushes do you?
I got a bunch, but I only stick to like 2. So there's one crow quill that's like a thicker line, and then another one that's just like a super thin one, and that's it.
Nice.
And I love those things, but man, at first, once you find like the good ones, man, you do not want to lose those, because then you go to another one and it doesn't like put it down as the other ones did, or you know the quill, the tip of it is like, you know, when you press down, it kind of spreads apart and it drops the ink. Man, but to get that nice line that you're used to,
Yeah.
once you lose that guy, or it broke the tip or whatever, you're like, man, and you start to use a new one, it's not the same. It's a little different. Some brushes too. There's a few brushes that I have that I love to use. But yeah, I try to keep it as, like I said before, like as low budget as I can. Because hey, if I shortchange myself in the end, it's, you know.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask a question. How do you guys price your art?
Poorly. I've, as far as getting out and doing shows and stuff like that, I have a hard time pricing originals, because I either price them what I feel is too low, what I think people will buy them for, and then they sell, and I'm like, oh, I kind of wanted to keep that one. Why did I price it so low? Or I price things so high that people don't buy them. So I don't really sell a whole lot of originals. I typically don't take a whole lot of originals to shows. I mostly take prints because I know what I can sell those for, and they're like a low cost to entry, and they're real easy for me to be like, here, you know, go ahead, take it. And I don't feel bad discounting it if I want to, but I've been trying to do less prints and more of the comics and the zines and stuff like that, because I would rather do like storytelling than just a one-off piece, personally. But
at the last, I always forget what it's called, but the main one that we go to at
BCAF.
the yeah.
Okay.
So
Boise Comics Arts Fest.
correct.
I hate calling people. I don't. I used to have a problem.
So I saw a little comic book that's like, you know, what is that, like 2.5 by 3 or whatever, 3 by 3, you say. It's beautiful. It's the artist is I forget her last name. She's real sweet. Sophie. I don't know. Soph.
So Franz, maybe?
I think so.
Maybe I'm thinking I know who.
Super talented.
Yeah.
She's real good. But there was one of these little zines that she had left, and it was a black and white one. I forget the title of it, but it was basically it was a poem, a long, you know, story poem. It was about, you know, rabbits getting cooked up for a soup.
okay.
Super good. But yeah, I love that. Like as that, and I was like, "Ooh, how much is this?" And I was flipping through there, and she seemed kind of embarrassed about it, because there's a scene in there where the guy that's cutting up the rabbits, you know, poops or whatever, and it's very graphic, but the art is beautiful. So I was like, man, this guy's pooping. I started laughing, and she kind of got a little red or whatever. But like, how much is this? She's like, oh, $3. And I was like, all right, deal, sold.
Yeah, jeez. You know, it's funny because I used to be like just a work for per hour wages. And
Sure.
so, like, the most I ever got doing any work was up to like $40 an hour. And so that's when I kind of thought, you know, like I went to college, I'm a trained artist. I don't know how much charging and tell you how much charge. I was like, maybe I'm worth $40 an hour. And so I don't really do that. I mean, really, that's some of the stuff that I do. It's like, no, that's not, you know, I don't know, you know. And so the other thing is the originals that I would say I do are those little glue monsters. And so,
Like this, the
yeah,
big
yeah,
guy.
yeah. And so I have a hard
awesome.
time. Same thing. I'm like, well, maybe I just charge like $20 an hour or something, you know, because I want people to have something to buy.
Sure.
Just like you said, you know, I would rather have somebody love this thing.
Yeah.
And it's really like, it sucks because I always tell myself, do a quick one. Do one that you can charge less for. And then I try. And I'm like, I don't like it. I got to add more. And
Yeah.
It
Then it
sucks,
becomes
but-
like the hours start like. It's so weird. Yeah, I was gonna say something I've been doing, not on purpose. Like I started noticing, like I'll look at the clock. All right, I'm gonna start right now, and I'll just like look over or look at my phone, just to gauge once I'm actually finished. And like I won't be like time managing and like watching. I'll have fun making this thing, and you know being creative that way. And then once I'm done, see the clock. Oh dang! It took me 3 hours, 3.5, whatever. So then that way I can kind of judge. Okay, I'm gonna say 50 or like 70 an hour, whatever. And then I would think, I wouldn't buy that. If that was me, I wouldn't pay for that. But let's have a little higher price, and then the extreme low, like this is my cutoff. I will not accept any less than that. And then find the middle for it. So when somebody's like, "Ooh, how much for this original whatever?" I think back to how long it took me, and you know what you've worked on, and you can tell like that took me 4 hours. This was 6 hours. This was 2.5, and then you can gauge of like what to say. Like I want it for this much, $50, or let's haggle. Oh, that's the other thing. I love doing that. And once I say that, people they open up and they actually now they want to buy something.
Yeah.
When I say the price, I'll say 65, and you kind of see them like grab their purse or step away from the table kind of, or like their body language is like, ooh, 65. Oh, that's it is really nice. And I say, oh, we can haggle. I don't mind haggling. And then they turn back and they're.
I'm gonna try that. I love that. Yeah.
And I feel like it's no pressure, and then it also opens up communication for like about the art, about how it's made, about the now it's like talking shop, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
I think the only originals I consistently take to shows is I do these little sketch cards. I had stock made that are blank on one side, and I have my information printed on the other side,
Smart.
and they're trading card size. So I just do little like character sketches on them, and sometimes I'll color them. Sometimes they're black and white.
Really
Sometimes I do commissions, so if people are like, "Oh, well, you don't have this character," I'm like, "I can draw that character," and they're like, "Oh, how much?" I'm like, "I'm gonna do them for $20."
That's good.
And so those are, I think, the only thing I consistently sell like original wise, and because I can just bang them out real quick, and they'll fit in someone's card binder, and
Yeah, I started buying the so like perfect for that, the little Pokemon like protective sleeve. What are they?
Yeah, the sleeves. Yeah.
But they're tough. They're kind of like
Oh yeah. Okay.
you're talking about the slab ones.
top loaders. But they're the top loader sleeves that are kind of a little more solid.
Yeah.
And yeah, just make you cut out the if it's watercolor or Bristol board, whatever it is, you cut it out to that size, put it in there, and here you go. And it's the price. So this is the other thing I do. So like, if I buy those top loaders, it was $20 for like 100 of them, and So I was like, all right, 20, how much was it? It was like cents or whatever, a cent or 2 cents each or something like that. I can't remember. But that goes in with your price, pricing. I was like, oh man, that's not much. All I got to do is sell one of these for $20, and that already like covered that. So yeah.
No, I almost do the exact same way. I hate that thought too that you go, I wouldn't pay that much for it because I wouldn't pay. I'm a cheap ass. That's actually why I start doing a lot of things because I'm like, I think I could just do that. Like, but I forget other people don't really. We're creative people, we're blessed with something, and so
yeah.
Not everybody has it. I always trick myself into thinking like, well, they're not gonna. They could just go and like draw their own, Like
it's not the same. Have you ever got this where it's like, oh, he loves to do it, so it's not really working. Huh? Son of a like it's man. When I've heard that before, and I'm not gonna get all in somebody's business about it and be all mean, but it's like no, it's still work. Like it's. I got to sit down. Yes, I'm sitting, but I'm also like, hunched over or whatever. And it's as much as it is mental, it's also very physical, demanding. Like you got to sit down and do this. You can't just, oh yeah, I do want to make this, and then it'll happen by itself. No.
Speaking of it not being working, brings up a good question we always ask. I don't know how to phrase it because some people get offended by the way I phrase it, but. Is doing art your full time? Is doing art your full time job, or do you have another job on top of that pays your bills?
It's not my full time job, and my other job, barely pays my bills. So it's like farming and basketball coach, high school basketball coach.
Oh, okay.
And then any jobs that like I come across art wise, it's either word of mouth because my site is it is some of my older portfolio work, but sometimes I don't know how people got a hold of me or whatever.
Nice. I'm not the only one in the working man club now.
No, that's good. That's good to I don't know, and I feel like too if you have a day job, quote unquote, it's different. It's different from your art jobs or art freelance, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
It's almost like how do I say it? It's like a recharge for the art stuff. Or it makes you see something a little different.
You have to step away. I like that. Yeah, for sure.
Or you're just annoyed all day and you're like, you can't wait till you can get home and draw something.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Yeah, art's a nice, like, the people that can do art full time, bless their hearts, that's awesome. That's really cool, and they're very fortunate that they can do that. Excuse me, but if you can't and it's not there yet, then hey, that's okay too.
Yeah.
As long as that pencil or pen or whatever it is keeps getting pushed. Because once you stop, you get rusty.
That's true. Tell people it's
true.
not like riding a bike. You got to keep trying to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel I heard this. Like last week or something, I was talking to somebody and they're like, their son, and he's like, oh man, my son loves to draw. Well, he doesn't anymore, and he's a high schooler. I was like, what happened? Why did he stop? He's like, well, he's just not into it as much, and that kind of makes me sad because it's like when I was a kid, and still now, like I still have that same feeling, but it's a different kind of drive now as an adult. But as a kid, it's like you can see stuff in your head, and the challenge was, and it was really difficult back then to get it out and like, this is how I saw it, and to put it on paper, not to make it this real thing. But now as an adult, it's easier and it's a lot more fun. I don't know if that's how it works for you guys.
I agree with that.
Or what?
I don't know. I just draw because I enjoy it. I just never stopped drawing. I mean, maybe I did for a little bit, but not really. But it's more. I still don't think I don't think the stuff in my head ever fully makes it onto paper. Like it'll get to the point where it's like, oh, that's close, but it's not exactly how I pictured it.
Yeah, but that's a fun part too about it.
Yeah.
because it's you see it, but it's the what you have in the end result is like a how do you say it? It's like almost like something's being pulled out of your head, manifesting, but also the transition. Like I don't know if that makes
It's
sense.
like the banana phone game. The phone game where something gets translated.
There you go.
It goes through away and changes a little bit. Like
changing somehow. Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's a neat, we're lucky. It's a neat gift, and it's fun to see it. And you got the front row seat of how it's coming out. It's really neat.
I always just draw it to my ability. Like if I get frustrated with something and it's not turning out how I like, I will not go get a reference to fix it. I'm just like, screw it. This is how I am. This is how it is.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, some people will stop and like they have to have a bunch of, and that's fine too. Reference is great, but I remember I would see some artists with like a printout of before we had our phones.
Yep.
Oh, I got to print out, hands, and they would have all these, which is awesome.
And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against references. I think references are amazing and people should be using them.
Yeah.
I'm just lazy and I won't do it.
Hey man, I agree. Same. I'm like, well, I'll waste my printer ink, back when I did do that.
Yep.
The cartridges are so expensive.
I always heard about those guys that had like a huge collection of every photo to help them, and it was all like cataloged with the tabs. And I thought, God, if one of those guys dies, like I would love to get my hands on. Like, what are you doing with that when you're done?
Yeah.
Going for a state, you just show up to estate sales and be like, "Was he an artist? Okay, never mind." You just
Next
leave.
one. Let's go.
It would be cool to see an artist stuff after they passed away.
Man.
Yeah.
So I interned in college for a freelance artist. He was awesome, older guy, but So in his house, he showed me the upstairs office, and he had all his goodies. Like when I walked in there, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy this is how I want to be. I want to be like this guy. And I felt almost, and I even told him, as we got to know each other, I felt like Robin coming up to Batman's cave, like the Bat cave. Like, man, he's showing me all the stuff. Like, he's showing me how do you work, how do you, not get taken advantage of, when to say no, like, or how to not take on a project if you feel like you're not the right person for the job. Mm-hmm. Be honest, that kind of stuff. But yeah, seeing all the catalog of stuff, because back then he would like flip through. Oh, okay, I want this dog jumping, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got me to buy this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's a black and white, pretty thick book of just animals, but they're illustrations of these animals.
Okay.
You might have seen it. But yeah, I still have it, and once in a while I'll pop it open. Oh, I want a bear or something, and I'll flip through, and there, it has like, I don't know, 14 different types of bears.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll have to look that up.
I like that. Yeah.
But yeah, he was, so one of the, I'm like walking myself through his, through the office there. He had a huge poster. It was like, I don't know, big, like the dry, up there, that height, into the floor, and it was the cover art for the movie Aladdin 2, the second one.
Okay.
So he did that, and I remember as a kid seeing like, you'd see the poster. Oh, they made Aladdin, another Aladdin. But to see the actual original, I was like, you did that? And he was like, oh yeah, I did. And so back then the big thing was airbrushing. And he was super like a master, and he got sponsored by a company that makes a specific airbrush.
Okay.
I forget what brand it was, but he got, sponsored to like make stuff and use only that tool. But yeah, seeing that without the font on it and just seeing the actual painting for it, yeah, it like what the heck? This is how you do it. And then how did they get it to, to print onto the video, boxes or whatever. But yeah, super awesome guy. I learned a lot there.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Why? I guess we could jump to this one. What brought you here?
To Idaho.
Oh.
From California.
Oh, okay. So like,
Why would you come to
originally-
this awful place?
Yeah.
Hey, come on now. Originally, I'm from Ontario, Oregon, and that's where I am right now. So
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
my friend's gonna hear this, and he's gonna be like, "Oh man, you gave away your position," because on our show, we always like don't mention where we're from, or address or whatever,
Yeah.
or names. No names. We always do that kind of thing.
I mean, we can
But it's okay.
bleep it or something.
So
Keep the anonymity.
I like that. That'd be kind of funny. So Ontario, Oregon, went to college in Long Beach, California, and then I lived there for about seven or 8 years, and then from there I started. My niece was born, so I was missing home, missing family. I was like, oh man, I want to be there to, help with my niece and see my niece start growing up. So moved back, and then I told myself, all right, you're only going to be here 2 years. And then 5 years happened. I was like, something's gotta give. I gotta go. Like I gotta, you can't just, yeah. So at that moment, I started working on the first book, Dear Dracula, and we pitched it. We had 5 finished pages, and we pitched it. And our first place was with Image Comics, and right away we got a response, and it was, we have a winner. So we're like, what the heck? That was easy. That's it.
Wow.
And, yeah. So, and the publisher was in Portland, and it just lined up. So I ended up moving to be closer to the publisher with any like stuff, or go to the office and talk about the book. So I moved out there, moved to Portland, lived there for 11 years, and then. Yeah, a bunch of comic stories happened there, comic book stuff related. And then stupid COVID happened, and that kind of changed a lot of stuff. And I a little background for myself, come from a family of farmers. So, all through my life, as I left home, my pops would always say, hey, you want to give farming a try? Every time. But it was always kind of playful about it, because he knew, he knows I love art and trying to pursue that. But this time it just felt different with COVID stuff, and like you could hear kind of like the worry in his voice, or like stuff's changing, kind of thing. So this time it felt different. So I was like, you know what? Let's go back. Let's figure something out here. So moved back. Been farming with pops, helping them. And it's really neat, because it's growing up in high school as a high school kid, and drawing and making stuff, and also working on the farm. I could not wait to get off the tractor, to like, man, I want to make this thing, but I'm on the tractor disc in the field, and like, why do I got to be on here? But now as an adult, it's like something about being on the tractor. You can see the what is it? Not the similarities from like farm work and art stuff. Like if you look at a field, it's like a blank sheet of paper, because there's nothing there. You have to you gotta see, like, you have a vision. Okay, this is gonna be onions this year. This is wheat. This is corn. And the same like a piece of paper. You don't know what it's gonna be. I want this to be, Conan, or whatever little character that you want to make, or a scene, or whatever, or I want to tell a story. Like, it's the same type of stages to make this piece, art-wise, are the kind of the same stages to like grow crops. It's really interesting.
That is cool.
It's like a blank canvas that you have to
Yeah.
figure out how to
And along
get out of it what you need.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And for art, along the way, you find, this tool's not doing it for the effect I want. on the farm, oh, this tool's junk. We're using this, and you
Okay.
you
Yeah, that
keep
makes
going.
sense.
And there's always, just like art, there's always struggles with whatever you're trying to make, and then same with farming.
This field's gonna have crop circles this year.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. Pops would be like, no, they're not real. My pops is very like, I gotta see it to believe it. It doesn't, or else it doesn't exist.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, so now here, farming, basketball coaching, and then drawing.
Well, that kind of sums up a lot of those questions. Obviously, you've been interested in art since a kid.
Yeah.
When did you first start thinking that art could be a career and not just something you do at home as a hobby?
Jeez, man. It probably graduated from high school or that first few months of college. Yeah, before that, I was like, man, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to be, but I know I just want to be drawing all the time.
Yeah.
And we'll see. We'll see where it takes you. We'll see what happens with it, but don't stop.
Were your parents pretty supportive of you doing art?
Yes. I think my mom she's more, creative or imaginative. Pops is more like, I want to watch Cowboys and Indians, type of show. Bonanza. But
I was going to say practical, but I don't know that Cowboys and the
Yeah.
Bonanza's practical either, so.
Pragmatic.
But,
but yeah, Pops was always more just kind of just worried for his son. Like, oh man, he's gonna make it out there. You got to have something to fall back on. That I'm sure every
conversation.
Yeah,
Yep,
every
every
artist
time.
has probably heard that at some point in their life from their parent or somebody that really cares about them, which is fair. It's not
Yeah.
like a. It's not like a. I don't know. It's not like why would you say that? It's not a huge. It just shows that they don't know that world. They don't know that way of life. So
They want you to be successful, but
yeah,
they can only think about it in terms that they're familiar with. So
yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, drawing's fun and all, but what are you going to do for a career?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I kind of thought I'd do drawing, but guess what do you think about this? Graphic design seems like a good way to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so-
Same with me. I was like, well, drawing. Well, like I said, I wanted to do like digital stuff with traditional, and then when I thought of graphic design, man, graphic design is all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just one thing. It's like multiple, like, to make a book. That's graphic design. To make a comic book, storytelling, anything like that is graphic design. So
Yeah, I just wanted to be an illustrator, but I allowed myself to be led into a career path with graphic design for my school because that was a real fun conversation. They're like, oh, graphic design is recession-proof industry. Everyone's got to advertise. Everyone needs a website. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. And then I get done with school, and they're just like, "Oh, there's no jobs for that around here.
Oh my
you
God.
want to be a full-time graphic designer? You got to go somewhere like Seattle or Portland." I'm like, "Oh, cool, thanks." Would have been nice to know, before I started this, but
Well, illustrators worse. They tell you, thanks for the money. I don't know where you're gonna get a job. The teachers don't have jobs at art.
well,
so
yeah,
I
if you
don't
can't
know.
do, you teach, right?
That's-
That's how they all ended up there.
yeah,
The joke, I guess, the Woody Allen joke is if you can't teach, and if you can't teach gym. I always say if you can't teach art.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding.
I get it.
Yeah.
I've heard that before too. That phrase.
Yeah.
Those who can't.
I
teach,
respect
that's what
teachers
I've
a
heard.
lot. Let me clear this up
Oh,
right
man.
now for the
Oh.
record. My mom's a teacher. I really respect teachers.
I would love to be a teacher. I was not willing to go back to school for more school to become a teacher, so.
I would not want to be a teacher, even though I tip my hat to them because it's like I'm sure. Have you guys ever gone to a school like to teach, like for artists for the day or something type of thing? Ever?
I've done stuff in schools, yeah.
Did you like it? Like it is fun.
Yeah.
But for how long?
Boy, I only had to be there for like an hour. So
Yeah, exactly. So I've done it where it's a full 8-hour day where I went to each class and like taught this is how you draw, this is how you like take shapes, and I like to use shapes and numbers with especially little kids, because if you can write letters from the alphabet and numbers, you can start drawing. But man, when I got home after that day,
yeah.
I sat on the couch and I was just like, ugh. And I was like, man, all I was doing was talking. But it's talking to like, oh, this kid asked a question. Now this kid wants to, it's, you're dealing with a lot of personalities and that energy, and it's like, just like taking it from you.
5 of the questions were exactly the same because none of the kids were listening.
Oh man. Yeah, at first it's like, they're looking at me like, who's this guy? Like I'm a sack of potatoes, and there's no interest at all in their eyes.
Yeah.
But the moment you like crack a joke or break something down that's a little, not so, what's the word? Technical, I guess, for a little kid. Like if you break down, oh man, I love these colors. I love to make. Once you start talking like that, the kids, they're like, oh man, this person really like, they know what they're talking about. They love this. Oh, I love it too. Oh, I'll ask a question. Now it's all right. Now we're into it, and it is fun. But yeah, that's another thing. My pops would always say, oh man, you should be an art teacher. Get that pension. And I'm like, pops, I do like it, but I can't be there for a full 8-hour days every day. And it's probably a little plus some.
It is, yeah. My wife's a teacher, so.
It's hard work. Especially if you have, so now it's like 30 kids in a class, or 35, whatever. Like that's.
My wife has 22 in her class, but my daughter's classroom is 30 students at her school, so.
It's a lot. And there's probably going to be about 4 or 5 kids that don't give a crap about what they're saying. And it's like, oh my gosh.
There's 2 things they could do to fix. Everybody would want to be a teacher after this. Let the teachers spank the kids again, and then let the teachers do drugs openly if they want to.
Whatever happened to the whiskey bottle in the bottom drawer?
That's right. So many of my high school teachers openly drank. Like you could just
on the
smell
job.
It, in their coffee, on their.
Or you were in Mountain Home.
Yeah, it was Mountain Home. So it was probably par for the course. They're like, you're not drinking.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't in this area. All the teachers were doing math.
The big city, yeah. That's funny.
Not really. I'm joking about teachers doing math. Don't take it serious, people.
So, man, I'm a huge fan of Booger Beard. I just think is hilarious.
Oh,
like,
thanks.
What made you? I mean, I'm sure I know what helped you come up with the ideas, but what got you on that one? I mean, I love that gross out stuff. So
after, I'm sure you guys have felt this before. Like once you finish something, unless you have other things lined up, like once you finish a drawing, that feeling of like, oh man, what do I make next? What do I make? So that next project. So for Booger Beard, after Sketch Monsters 2, and it's a lot. Like to make a book, like it takes a lot of energy, a lot of focus. And once it's done, you almost feel like kind of lost. Like, wait, what's my purpose? Like, what am I? And I was having a little moment of like, I didn't know what to make next. After burning, like, focusing so much on this, I didn't know what to do. But I still wanted to make something. I wanted to make a story. I love that challenge of like telling a story and communicating that. So I was like, man, draw. What are you afraid of? Draw something that's. No. I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead here. So for Booger Beard, I thought in my sketchbook I was doodling and I drew this little kid, and he was smiling, and he had a look of like my brother when he was little, right?
Okay.
So I was like, it looks like my brother Tony. Looks like Tony. And then I just had this flash of like, so when we were kids, we were playing, we were in our room playing with our toys, and I was on my side of the room, he was on his side, and I'm over here playing with my toys, my back's to him, and he sneezes, you know, and I said, hey, salud, you know, in Spanish, bless you, and all I hear is, I'm like, what the heck? So I turn around, I was like, Tony, and he is covered with all these boogers. It's disgusting. But the difference is, oh, they were red. It looked like strawberry jelly, like all over. It was so sick. And I was like, oh my God. And, you know, got him a paper towel or whatever, cleaned him up. So in that drawing, I saw him smiling, Brother Tony, and I just drew like the beard, boogers on him. And I was like, that's pretty funny. And, but the difference was, you know, in real life, he's freaking out. He doesn't want this on his face. But in the drawing, he's like, all right, this is awesome. Like, I love this beard. And I thought, that would be a funny story. A little, yeah, let's do this. How can I? And then you start, you know, you write the beginning, the middle, and the end, and then you got to fit in the other pieces. But I was like, all right, kid sneezes. He's got boogers all over his face. He loves it. Ooh, but his mom wants him to clean his nose, to wipe it clean. In the end, how's you know, and it went on from there.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Then I started picturing like, oh man, you could put Santa Claus. He could give his mom examples of why he wants to keep it, and he looks good in it. So yeah, I just started thinking of like, you know, icons that have beards. So like Santa Claus. Who else do I have in? Abe Lincoln is in there. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I love
Yeah,
that.
and I haven't really, and I dedicated that book to my brother, and but we have never had the talk of like, do you remember that?
What do you
Steve?
think? That's me.
And he's very like, he's really funny, but he's very doesn't say a whole lot.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm yeah. Next time I see him, I got to talk to him about it.
How long has the book been out?
Oh man, so that was, it came out 2015.
So you're a little overdue for the talk then.
Oh no, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I'm a little overdue for like my next book.
Oh.
So, yeah. So once Booger Beard was finished, I really got that feeling of like, oh man, what do I do? What's I want to do that again. I want to make another like story, but I could not think of like what to make. So I said, what are you afraid of? Think of something that you're afraid of. And I thought, oh man, squirrels. Like the first thing that popped in my head was squirrels. I terrified of them. They're neat to see like jump around and like do tricks or whatever, but from a distance, they got to be way over there. And so yeah, I thought, okay, squirrels. What about squirrels? So then I just came up with this kid who's like me, afraid of squirrels, and that's what I'm working on right now. So it's this kid has in his backpack, he has his favorite brand of chips, and in that world, excuse me, the chips are called Totes Major Supremes. So that's the name of the chips, and that's the name of the book. So yeah, these squirrels, they catch wind that, you know, they sniff them out, and then there's I know it sounds weird, but there's chips in his bag, and they want them. So there's a horde of squirrels that he has to deal with. And the reason this came about was in Portland, you know, I loved to play basketball, so I would go to different parks, walk around, and go play ball. On one of my walks from my apartment to shout out to Mount Tabor, up there's a nice basketball court. And on my walk up there, I turn the corner and I'm on the sidewalk. There is a squirrel like 2 feet in front of me on the sidewalk with a picture-perfect hamburger. And he's like covering it. He sees me, I see him, and his eyes are like, and his little paws like covering it, like, this is mine. And I'm like looking around like, is this a joke or is this a prank? And I'm not kidding. It was perfect. So when you go to a burger place and you see the picture and then you get the burger and you're like, man, this thing's freaking smash. It doesn't look anything like the picture.
Yeah.
This looks like a photo op burger. So yeah, I'm looking around like, what the? And I cross the street. I like go way over there. And the squirrel's like scooting around the burger. Ugh. So the first part of the book is this kid running into that burger squirrel.
Nice.
Squirrel burger.
That's hilarious. That's great.
Ugh.
I like that I'm not the only person that worries about their next project when they get done with one. But you seem a little more constructive about it. You think about what can I do next. I'm always like, well, this is the peak. Like, I'm never going to do anything else worth the damn again.
Sweet.
Oh man.
Every time. No, I'm going to start doing that because yes, I was doing that same thing. I'll pick up Vinny's method here.
It works. Like it forces you to, because everybody has a fear or what they love or those types of things, and then once you think of those items or whatever it might be,
Flush
you
it
sketch
out.
it out, and
Yeah,
all of a sudden
yeah.
stuff starts. Pretty neat.
That's great. We've gotten a lot more of your process on here than I think we've gotten of just about anybody on
Yeah.
the show before. This is great. This is going to be a really good episode.
All right.
I'm already loving it.
More questions. Yeah,
More questions.
Yeah, the process of like thinking of what to make next is just, I don't know. You just start playing with your imagination. Oh, I'm afraid of this, or I'm afraid of sharks. I want to make a shark book. Yeah, all of a sudden, it just starts going for it.
So are all your books children's books then, or
So far, yeah.
so far? Okay.
Yeah, and there's ooh, I wanted to ask you guys a question about this on the drive over here. I was thinking about like how do you gosh, I already lost my train of thought on it. Ooh, we're gonna get dead air.
No.
Edit it.
Well, yeah, it'll get cut out. I know.
Or we always say, what do we say? Like when there's something that my friend Tom wants cut out. We're like, oh, you gotta edit that. And I'm all, nope, enhancing, enhance button. Dang it, I lost it. But I'll remember.
I read a lot of stories about children, but I wouldn't necessarily say they are children's stories per se.
Maurice Sendak said that he was insulted when somebody said that Where the Wild Things Are was a kid's book. He's like, I don't write books for kids. He's like, I write books for people, and
Oh, dude, that's
kids
awesome.
like them. I was like, that is cool. I like that.
I do a lot of horror, so I like to put children in bad situations. Just
That raises the stakes for sure.
yeah.
I can't resist drawing peepees and boobies.
Oh,
No one will ever put my stuff.
enhance button. I've always felt so like I gravitate towards like kid stuff or funny stuff. I'll say funny stuff. I remember at a comic convention somebody like came for a commission. They came over for a commission and they were acting kind of weird, kind of like beating around the bush. Like they didn't want to ask, but they wanted something.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What's going on? Do you like any of the art?" He's like, "Oh man, I love your style. I love your style." I was just, how do I say this? How do I? And I was like, "Just say it. Ask. It's okay." And he asked. He wanted a Batman drawing. I was like, "Oh yeah, I could draw Batman." And he's like, "But I kind of want Batman doing." And yeah, he wanted Batman doing something to Robin, and I was like, I look, I
Like
can't
a
do that.
piggyback ride, riding on his
something like that.
shoulders, like
without the costumes. But yeah, he wanted that. I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna draw that. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not gonna draw that. And he's like, oh okay, no, I just thought I would ask. I was like, it's okay. He's like, oh, you're not offended or anything? No, I'm not offended, but I'm not gonna draw that.
you're like, go see Chopsy. He has no shame. He'll draw it for you.
He actually has a couple of those. Is that,
Hey.
is that where you got the idea? So you're going to Bordertown in March?
Yes. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
actually for the the pieces that got to go on the cultural center. That's what I was actually working on before I came over. Yeah. So yes.
Nice. Very cool. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna blast it out. I kind of doubt this episode's gonna get out before the show. We'll see. But I'm gonna do it just to put the pressure on. This might actually make me think, I gotta get this out because. So there is going to be the Border Town Comic Con in Ontario, Oregon, on March 14th and 15th at the Four Rivers Cultural Center. And then also for the whole month of March, almost the whole month, from the 9th to the 31st, our group Glow is going to be able to put some pieces up in their gallery at the Four Rivers Cultural Center. So stop on by and check that out if you're hearing this anytime before the 31st of March.
They will. They will. I'll make sure to have this out before Border Town. It may be like a couple days before, but it'll be out.
Good. That's all right.
I got to get them all out.
So that'll be I'm pretty sure the 10-year anniversary for it.
Nice.
For Border Town?
Yeah.
X.
And I was at the very first one.
Nice.
Which was really cool, and it was really small. But yeah, it was the first, hometown artist that was there. Pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Nice.
Border Town is one of the first ones that I went to. My brother lives in Ontario, and so he took me to that, and I was like, look at these artists all doing this stuff. It really lit me up to say, I'm gonna start.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I can make stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've done Border Town a few times, and then I stopped doing it for a while.
Are you doing it this
Yeah.
year? Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing it this year.
The whole gang, all right.
Yep, we're all gonna be there.
Cool.
Except for Eli.
He's not gonna be there?
No, he didn't see the message go out about it, and by the time he tried to go sign up, it was
That's true. He told me.
full. So
But you can see through the years, it's getting, more and more. And I always thought, man, I wonder how it was, or how San Diego Comic-Con looked like when it very first started.
It was just some tables and,
It is. It's a monster now.
That's
Yeah,
so
it is.
cool. Yeah. Just to think, too, because comics are coming really popular again. So I think it'd be really neat if things like these Comic-Cons really blew up, because they're still a little lukewarm after the pandemic, I think. But
yeah,
I know people are coming out more and more.
I wish they were more comic focused than pop culture, but that's just my complaint.
They call it a Comic-Con, and then they put me back by the toilets. And we really like the people that dress up as a character. Like, oh, well, all right. I mean, really, my comic is not. It's got too many
You just bring a toilet with you and use it as your drawing table. Be like, you can't put me back there. I'll bring it with me.
What else? I feel like I thought of a million questions before, and now I'm blanking on all of them.
How do you guys, when you see somebody else's art that you really like how do you geek out? If it's a famous person or famous to you, if you have a story of this comic that you read, this trade. Yes, I'm talking about myself. So when I see this, so for me it was Jeff Darrow. I don't know if you guys.
I love Jeff Darrow.
So Hard Boiled,
Yeah.
Matrix concept artist for
Shaolin Cowboy.
Oh yeah, love his style, and so I met him in San Diego, and so I felt myself and I never thought I would, just it's a person that artist, that's it.
Yeah.
But I had that initial what do I say? Oh,
I've heard he's the nicest guy.
Oh man, big time nice.
I've seen in interviews with him, and he's
big time nice.
you forgot of questions you could ask him.
When I left, I was I should ask. Oh, why didn't I say this? Oh my gosh. But in that moment, he had a line of people, and not a huge line. I actually got there in the right time or good timing. But it was he would draw you a sketch, and it was the donations were at least $5, so it was for a cause or something he was doing. So me and a buddy got in there, and he had a blank. My friend had a blank sketchbook, And I just had my sketchbook with some drawings that I've already done. I was like, I'll just use mine. And when it was my turn, I went up, introduced myself. Hi, Jeff. And right now I can feel like my heart like, because in that moment I was nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's awesome. This guy's the best. And yeah, he was real calm, real polite. And when I handed him my sketchbook, and he opened it and he saw the drawings and he started flipping through and he's, wait, whose is it? Is this? And I was like, oh, no, it's my sketchbook, but it's okay. You can draw in a blank page if that's okay. And he's like, these are good. So you're really good. That was all. And yeah, that was my moment of like, starstruck, but at the same time, like, keep drawing. Like, even if you ever like doubt yourself, whatever, just keep working, keep making stuff. And yeah, it was just a nice moment, nice like superstar. I got to meet him, and then he drew me this like lizard creature with a cigarette. And then when he drew in my friend's sketchbook, it was kind of like not a great sketch or whatever. And then when we like shared, oh, what do you draw? And he's like, man, you got a cool one. What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know that I've really met any of my artistic heroes, and I probably would geek if I was in that position. I haven't really. I mean, I know I geeked pretty hard at BCAF last year because an artist that I'd become friends with online came from Salt Lake to table there, and so it's kind of like, ooh, I get to meet my internet friend finally.
Oh, that's cool.
One time I wrote an email to Matthew Allison. He's the guy that did Cancor. I really like his work, and he wrote me back, and he was like, yeah, I'll look at your work, and I sent him a couple pages, and he was like really cool about it. He was like, yeah, I like this stuff, and awesome. Gave me some pointers and stuff, and then, this is so stupid, so like later, I was just in some, I don't know, I can't even explain, some emotional state that was bad, and I wrote him some email that was like, man, I understand why you don't, you're doing really well right now. You don't want to talk to somebody like me. It was this weird, like self-deprecating, like I was drunk or something. Like it was.
Sounds about right.
It was fucking bad. Yeah, I kind of blew that. I don't know.
That's funny. My buddy, this ska mailman, we were talking, and he kind of did the same thing, but to Reverend Guitars. He got drunk and sent them an email and was just like, hey, you should endorse me and like send me a guitar. And they're just like, who is this?
Yeah, asking for stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
He was like, I didn't see the email till the next morning. I was kind of embarrassed. And I'm like,
let's go way back. This is way embarrassing. So I wrote to, I don't know if you know the guy that writes comics. He did Cal McDonald Mysteries. Fuck, he was pretty good at horror. I can't remember his name, but he just had a website and it was like, oh, comments, send me a comment. And I wrote something and this was back when I was drinking and I was super day drunk, and I wrote like, I'm the new phenom in comedy.
Yes! Holy smokes.
It was so bad. Fuck.
That's the way to
After
do it.
After that, it was like, don't ever write
That's how you get in there.
any shit ever again. Like, what is wrong with you? And this was this is before I went to school, and I didn't know how to draw worth shit. It was bad.
Yeah. That's funny. That's right. I just need to start sending people emails, just random emails.
Well, you know what's funny? I mean, a lot of people really answer nicely.
Well, I don't really drink anymore. So
smart man.
People are really cool about it. Like, I always kind of tell younger people too, like, go ahead and like reach out to the people because they're cool. Like, most people are cool. But yeah, don't ask too much and don't be a dink about it. But
take it back. I have met an artist that I was a big fan of. It was Angus Oblong, the creator of the show The Oblongs.
Oh dang! Oh okay.
He was at HorrorCon a couple years ago, and the only reason I decided to table at it is because he was going to be there. And so I spent way too much money at his table because I bought
I bought
I've been there. Well, he had a bunch of like random stuff with him. Like he had scripts from the table reading that had like notes written in them and stuff. Because I guess when they were done doing the table readings, he would go around and collect all the ones that got left behind, and he just hoarded them for years. So now he's taking them to shows and selling them. So I bought
Smart.
I bought a script from the pilot episode. I got a print to go along with it. I bought his books that I didn't have, and chatted with him all weekend. But I had my kid with me, tabling with me, and he kept going over there and talking to him. And I was thinking like, oh God, my autistic kid's gonna like, get on his nerves. And then like the next day, Sunday rolls around, and Angus comes over to my table and goes, "Hey, do you have your kid with you today?" And I'm like, "Oh no, he stayed home with his mom today." He goes, "Oh, I was gonna ask him if he wanted to come draw with me at my table." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, unfortunately he's out there." And I'm like, "I want to draw with you at your table." But I chatted with him all weekend, and I
really
still
cool.
email with him every once in a while. It was fun, but I think that was probably the most, because he's an artist, but he's done a lot more of like other things than actual art, and so.
Oh yeah, okay. One time, my very first BCAF was number 9. I think BCAF 9, but one of the biggest guys there was Andrew McLean that does Headlopper.
Okay.
And that guy is a rock. He does not talk. He does not have emotions. He doesn't talk.
Nope.
I made him, I make those little monsters. I made him like this one that goes around a pencil. I was like, you're like a illustrator, like here's a little pencil topper. And like, I gave him a thing of my comic, and he was just like, uh-huh. And like,
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty brutal.
That's awesome. Nothing like the uh-huh. That's funny.
Right. That's good. Well, you know what's funny? So at that, this is great. I almost think so. Alexis Zirrit was at that one too. He's really, really great artist. And so same thing. I like looked him up before whoever was on the roster, and I said, "Oh, I really like his stuff." So the same thing. I had like a thing for him in a comic, and on the way out, Alexis Zirrit gave me like a print. But those two now are actually working on a book for Image together.
Together.
That's
Holy
like
crap.
I think it is either Headlopper or Headlopper-ish or something, and it was like fuck, because they were talking the whole time, and I'm standing like 2 booths away, just like, damn it, I wish I had the balls to walk over and just like kind of hang out and talk with them, but I was just like, fuck,
Come on, guys, let me get to the inner circle.
right?
Man. That's pretty neat.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, any other places that we can expect to see you soon?
Got any other events coming up throughout the year?
So far, Border Town, and then BCAF. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. I tried to apply for the Seattle one. I did that last year, and I didn't get in. So I'm guessing it's probably too late this year. It's kind of how it is with like, the bigger
talking
ones.
about Emerald City.
Yeah,
Okay.
Emerald City. And I've gone to that one before, so it's pretty nice. Okay, so the besides getting your book published, what's nice is also like whoever the publisher is. If you go to a convention, we got badges for you, or you don't have to pay for that stuff. You're all right, we're in it. We get to go. So yeah, that's the one of the pros about getting your book published. Yeah, free pass.
Oh, my
free,
stuff
free
published.
access.
Instead of doing it myself.
I know, right?
Have you tried getting into Rose City Comic Con in Portland?
I've been there a few times
Okay.
because of Sketch Monsters, and Booger Beard is also through Oni Press, so they're right there. So yeah, we've anytime we've had a book out, they were always, come on guys, get in here.
Nice.
But yeah, you just gotta. It's like we're just talking about when you see your superstar artist or writer, whoever it might be, and you're kind of shy about, like, oh my gosh, starstruck. You don't want to ask the wrong thing or whatever. They're just people too. That's all. That's all it is. And that's what I would say to my past self of like Jeff Darrow or Mike Mignola, or met him a couple times, and I felt like I overextended myself because I bought a little like book thing he had there, and he signed it for me and did a quick little drawing, And I also had a Abe Sapien like action figure, and I was like, "Oh, can you sign this on the back?" And when I did that, and there was a line of people, but there was that voice of like, "Dude, you're never gonna see him again. Ask him, just ask."
Yeah.
But I could see on his face, he was like, "Yeah, I'll sign it." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you," and got the heck out of there. But I always feel too, like in those types of moments, the artist, creator, whoever it is, thinks, maybe they're not, but is this guy just gonna sell this, or is that's why he wants me to sign this? You know?
I think that's a more common thought now. I don't think it was so much.
And that was probably early, like 2005-ish.
Yeah, I would say. I would say before San Diego Comic Con blew up, it wasn't really a major thought for people, and now it's a huge like, oh, let's just get celebrities to sign stuff because we're gonna flip it. So
Yeah, and I never have. I haven't sold anything that somebody.
I always sign. Sometimes I sign, like, the back of my book has this page that's just a blank page, and it's like perfect
yeah.
for signing. And I'm like, you want me to make a doodle? And people are like, I guess, yeah. Like, I'm like, no, someday, hopefully, that's a really.
I bought an autographed graphic novel from Half Price Books that was personalized to the person that owned it.
Oh man,
Had their name in it and everything, and they sold it to Half Price Books, and I ended up I wanted it, but they had it priced kind of high, so I was like,
You just crossed out the name and put yours.
no, I didn't buy it at first.
Because of that, or
it's no, it's I didn't buy it at first. I don't know if I told you about this. It's do you know the webcomic Oh Joy Sex Toy?
no.
Do you not know it either? They're
But they put out a book of
They put out a book. I'm not going to describe what it's about, but they put out a book for it. There's a couple volumes of it, and someone had picked it up at a comic convention, and it was personalized to those people. They sold it to Half Price Books, and because it was autographed, Half Price Books wanted like $65 for it. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend 65, 75 is somewhere there. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know if I want to buy it because, I mean, it's not something I'm going to read all the time. Like, I will read it because I want it, but I'm going to feel weird having this book when I have children in the house.
Yeah. And how much was like, without the autograph, how much?
$20.
Yeah. See,
normally.
That's a huge, like,
And so I was like, I'm not going to buy it. And I just kind of put it off. And
yeah.
I kept thinking about the book, and we went to Half Price Books a couple times, and I still never bought it. And we finally went in one day, and I'm like, oh, it's not in the case anymore, because they had it in the locked case. I'm like, oh, they must have sold it. And so I'm like, okay, so I'm going through the regular graphic novels, and it was there on the shelf. They'd pulled it out of the case, put it on the shelf, and they marked it down to $15. And I'm like, $15, I will buy it for that.
Dang.
Open it up, and it's like personalized to like two people, like Dan and whoever. And I'm like, I don't care, I'm buying it anyways.
That's like what you find. I've seen that before at like thrift stores. Cool book, but it's signed to whoever it was.
Yeah.
Your grandma, love your grandma. I'm like, man, your grandma gave that to you. What are you doing?
Yep. But yeah, no, I just think it's funny when people have them personalized and they get rid of it. And I'm like, I'll be Dan for an evening. I'll buy this. Why not?
Totally. It's still a signature.
All right, Wolf. People want to reach out to you or find you online. Where can they find you?
My Instagram handle or whatever is at cheesemangalang. So
Can you explain that?
Oh God! Again, yeah. People, what the heck? What is cheesemangalang? And I was like, look, when I first got on Instagram, I was, filling out your name or whatever, or what it is. Everything's always taken. And I love cheese, so I was like trying to do cheese something. Cheese man. At first it was gonna be cheese man. Nope, that one's taken. Cheese man. I was born 1979. Cheese man 79. Nope, taken. Cheese man 1979. Taken. What the? So how about cheese mang? Like manga,
What
taken.
a man? Yeah.
Yeah, that one's taken. I was like, okay. What else? And I was starting to get tired of like. I was running out of patience here for Instagram. And my friends at the time were like, dude, you got to have Instagram. It's great for artists. Great for, okay,
Yeah.
okay, I got to do this. So I was getting impatient, and I was like, you know what? Cheese mangalang, whatever. And there it is. Oh, it's not taken. Oh, okay, cool. There it is.
You know,
Cheese
you're not
mangalang.
stuck with that though. You can change it.
Really? I did not know this.
Yeah,
I did not know this at all.
You can change
Listen,
it.
I didn't either, man. I had to it was this big thing of me
Oh,
having
man.
to remake an account because I chose a stupid name that was so bad.
Whoa. Cheese mangalang.
No,
Not
I
it.
didn't. Oh man,
Okay.
I just said some. No. That
No,
is-
it
I
is
like
good.
that.
I'm
Mine
just-
was stupid. Mine was so bad that I was like, I gotta change it. And yeah, it was like they think you're trying to scam them and come up with
know
new
that.
accounts to just like you
Yeah.
and stuff.
I know
Wait,
some.
so do you guys have different accounts or more than one?
All that one dropped. Like I had a whole Gmail to it and everything, and it kind of dropped off because I just stopped using it.
No, you can go to your
At
account.
first, I was like,
you can
yeah,
change
let's
the
check
name.
them both, and then I was like, I don't do that stuff.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I just have the one. People are like, cheese mangalang. It's like, yeah,
No, I
there's a
love
whole
it.
thing to it.
Well, that's
It's
the
just-
cool thing too. If you go in the search bar and you just go Vinny and you start Vinny Nav, and it just knows it got you. It has you
Yeah,
right
there's
there,
so
and
many. There's so many people
Yeah.
that same name or same something.
Yeah. I'm bad at anytime there's some new social media platform, I will jump on it just to make sure I get my
Oh.
name.
Dang, first come, first served.
I
Oh,
will
okay.
I may never get back on that platform, but at least I know I have my name on that account.
That's smart.
That is good.
Yeah,
Not really, because then you forget it every single.
But you got it.
app
just
you
in
ever
case,
have, yeah.
Just in case. Yeah. Cheese mangalang. It's on there.
Well,
I like it.
It's kind of and it's kind of memorable, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
People are like, oh yeah, I won't forget that. Cheese mangalang. I won't forget it.
yeah.
And just
So-
when it's with the Michelangelo as your
Yeah.
icon, it sticks in my mind. Totally.
So
Awesome.
just on Instagram, or are you on any other platforms, or?
No, just Instagram. Yeah, just that one.
All right.
That's all I can think of right now.
No website, nothing.
It's like vinnyville.carbonmade.com, and you'll find some like old stuff on there. Portfolio site. It's got logo design, some storytelling stuff, but just a few pages from like. It's just a quick thing for like if anybody's like, oh, what kind of work do you do? Just send them there, and they can see the style or see if they're interested. Oh man, I do like this, and then they can email me. But yeah, email me is fine too. I don't mind getting a random. Oh, I saw your art. Can you? So Vinny04@yahoo.com. Still with my Yahoo since like high school graduation. So
I love how old
And-
school you are.
And
Vinny.
we'll link to all this, so you
Oh,
don't
cool.
have to.
hopefully.
hopefully.
We will link to all of it.
I was
It'll
gonna
go
ask,
out.
how long does it take you to edit an episode? Ooh, let's
About
hear
the
this.
time it takes to listen to it again, twice maybe. You listen to it about twice.
So you turnaround used to be about a week or so.
it should.
Okay.
It
begin
should
again.
still be,
It'll
and then
come
Alright.
out again soon.
and then with the holidays and sickness and everything else,
moved houses.
I moved. It threw everything off,
Life
and
stuff, life
He doesn't trust me editing them. He says that I don't.
still have an episode.
Don't
I
have the
need
right
to,
touch.
I still have an episode from November I need to release.
From November? Woo.
Yeah, and the more recent ones have been recorded within the last month, but I still haven't put them out. So I need to.
Okay.
I need to get
mean,
ready.
So for us, can I plug this? Can I plug our okay, so it's called Just Got Home, the podcast, because there's already a Just Got Home. I got, you know what, the podcast, throw it on there. And it's just my friend Tom and I from Portland, who I met there. And we hit it off. We just have the same sense of humor and that kind of stuff. So Just Got Home, the podcast. And sometimes he gets tired of waiting for me to like edit the thing. And I have fun like doing that.
Yeah, I know, I do too.
And
So
sound effects, cutting stuff out. It's really fun to piece it together. Oh, I could hear Tom's like he has that snake tongue booger. Like I can hear it. So let me edit that out. So I'll take it out, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, what the heck? Why did you say that?" We'll edit it out, Tom. But it takes me, he gets tired of waiting, but he just wants to like, I don't know what you would call it, but just as is, throw it on there. Just put it up there.
yep.
I'm like, no, man, there's so many like dead air. You got to take that out. So that's kind of my my method for editing our show is just take out all the dead space first, shrink it up a little bit, and they're usually about, at first they were hour long, but now they're about 40 minutes, 39, you know.
They're hilarious.
It's fun.
I think it's really
thanks.
fun.
All right, somebody at
And the
least-
cartoons too, like that. Just I think the timing of that is really funny.
So the cartoon is a God, what is the app for? It's an app. It's called InShot. InShot. Have you heard of that one?
I'm writing that one.
That
down.
one's really cool, and it's like you've said before, intuitive, like to use.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of little like filters. I think it's like $14 a year. And it's not just for animation. You can do a bunch of stuff with it. So
Where do you guys have that podcast? Where can people
that's
find
on Spotify or like they say, anywhere you get your finer, podcasts.
Your favorite podcast.
Yeah, and I don't even know how. So I edit it. I email it to send it to my friend Tom, and then he handles like posting
the
it or
actual
whatever,
distribution
uploading
part.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chopsy? Yep. I feel like he's got all the magic and
I just
all the
signed up for
power is in
accounts.
his hands. It's
But poor Tom, like Tom he has no say in how it's going to turn out. So when he gets it, he's like, dude, what the heck? Why did you? But then he's like, no, I like it. It's actually pretty funny.
And anything major I'll take out, but for the most part I try to leave as much in as possible.
Sure.
So,
yeah. I think we nailed it though. I mean, damn it. Sorry about that.
nah,
that's
that's
okay.
fine.
Usually
Yeah.
I have that turned off. This temperature's so nice today that it hasn't even been like
Yeah.
on or anything.
No, yeah, not a big deal.
And this guy hasn't been too bad, man.
This
He
guy's
was
awesome.
licking his God right when we're talking about boogers, and he's back there.
Perfect timing.
All right. Well, I guess we'll end it there then. And
All
Hey, man,
right.
thank you for coming.
thank you again to Vinny for sitting down with us for this awesome art chat. He is truly a master of his craft and a genuinely awesome and fun guy to be around. You can see more of Vinny's work at Cheese Mangling on Instagram or at vinnyville.carbonmade.com, and we'll link both of those in the show descriptions. The theme song from the episode is always Escape the Maze by the Lab Brats, used by permission from Adam, the man himself. Thank you, Adam, for letting us use this. It's awesome every time. You can find more of me and Sam's work at caffeinefueledcreative.com, along with the show notes from this episode and links to all of our social medias. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, make some art.